Today, let's talk about working your past clients in center of influence. Okay, we talked about a month or two ago about building a database. Let's talk about servicing it and managing your database. Okay, now I'm sure a lot of you know that ultimately the largest source of business will be your past clients in center of influence. Okay, now today it may not be the biggest source of business that you have at the moment. Okay, maybe it is your smallest source of business right now, and that's fine. But eventually, it will become your biggest source of business. Okay, think about that. Your past clients and center of influence. It will also be your most profitable side of your business. The most profitable source of business that you will have will be your past clients and center of influence. Okay, your database will eventually become the easiest way for you to create a transaction. Okay, just picking up the phone and calling your past client and center of influence. It's the easiest way to create a transaction. But the biggest challenge for real estate agents is taking the time to find a system, okay, to find a system that works for them. That is one of the biggest challenges that I see in the industry, okay? When I say a system, I mean some type of software where the real estate agent can add contact information of their client into, okay? Real estate agents don't take the time to find a system that works. The other challenge is taking the time to actually add the contact information, of the client into a system. Taking the time to add that information into the database. It is a lot of work. It definitely is a lot of work, okay? Or gathering the information to make sure that you have accurate information. Calling people that you haven't talked to in 2, 3, 4 years, right? You don't just put anybody in there. You got to make sure that the information is right. Or calling your center of influence and asking for their mailing address or their email address, okay? Is that sometimes a little uncomfortable? So let me tell you, it's not easy. At times, it is very uncomfortable to make those type of calls, and that's why most agents will avoid building a big database. Now, most agents won't even start the process of building a database, okay? It's unfortunate, but it's a reality. It's a good thing for all of you, but don't make that mistake of not starting to work on that process, okay? Because it's a process it takes a long time. You guys are way too smart. You work way too hard to let this important piece of business slip by, okay? John, don't make that mistake. You're working hard, but it takes time to build this database, but start working on it from right now. If you haven't started, just spend 5 to 10 minutes every day adding clients into Business Builder. And we're gonna, you guys have the Business Builder system. It's a great software where you can do all kinds of marketing. You already have it within the Century 21 system, okay? If you already have a large database of clients, okay, but for example, you have Nestor Salgado, who has this big database of past clients and center of influence, okay? JP, you have 1,200 past clients. Then you should spend 2 to 3 hours, okay, a day working your database. What does that mean? That means calling them, making phone calls, marketing techniques, marketing pieces, adding new clients every single day, constantly adding, refining, perfecting. You're touching it, okay? As big prospectors that you guys are, you should always have that database in front of you. You should always be thinking about who can I add to the database at all times, right? So if you're spending 4, 5, 6 hours a day on your database, that's okay. If your database is that big, again, that's supposed to be your biggest, richest source of business, okay? This should be one of your biggest priorities, okay, in you being an entrepreneur in the real estate business. Your biggest priority is your database. So let me give you the 10 steps, my 10 steps on working and managing your database, okay? Feel free to write it down. So number 1 is take all of your past clients and center of influence contact information and place it into Business Builder, okay? If it's not Business Builder, some type of system, just don't use an Excel spreadsheet, please. Okay? Number one, get all that information, put it into some type of system. Number two, adopt all customers from the other side of the transaction. Okay? Nobody does this. You sell a listing, that buyer that bought with somebody else, adopt that customer, put them into your database. At least get their name, their mailing address. You sold the listing, you know the address, and put it in there. Then, if you could get their phone number, great. If not, knock on the door a week later after the closing. Okay? Let them know you're the listing agent and you know that property really well, and whatever questions that they have, to call you. Right? It's your listing, you know the property. Build a relationship. Adopt that client. That's number two. Number three, call everyone in your database every 90 days. So don't do it once every 3 months and call everybody in the database. Divide the number of contacts that you have in your database. Divide it by 60 working days. There is 60 working days in 3 months. Divide by 60, and that's how many people you should call every single day. Okay? So if you have 1,000 people in your database, you should be making 16 contacts every single day. When you're calling, make sure you bring something of value when you're calling them. Something of value to them. Don't make it about you. Don't say, hey, I need some referrals, I need business. You make it about them. Okay? Number four, send them a postcard every 90 days. Every quarter, strategically, send them a postcard. Could be Happy Holidays, could be Happy Father's Day, could be Happy Labor Day. It doesn't matter. Send them something. Let them know that you are thinking of them. Number five, send them a newsletter every 90 days. We have templates. I'm sure there's templates in the system. Okay? Give them a market update. Give them, sales that are going on in the zip code. Sales going on in the marketplace. Send them your listings on the newsletter. Let them know what type of services that you provide. A simple newsletter every quarter. Okay? Next, number six, send them a calendar once a year. That always worked well for us. When I talk about adopting clients, how many listings I went to that I didn't capture the number, but I adopted the client from the other side of the transaction. 6 years later, I'm out there taking their listing, and I'm asking them, I already knew where they came from, and I asked them, how do you know me? And they couldn't remember. But the calendar was right up on the fridge. Okay? So think about that when it comes to adopting a client. Sending a calendar once a year, very important. Okay? Number seven, call your AAA clients every 30 days. These are your best clients. These are people that refer you business all the time. Why? I don't know, but they love to do it. Okay? So you got to take care of them. You call them every 30 days. You spend time with them. You take them out to dinner. You give them movie tickets. Okay? You spend as much quality time as you can with them, but make sure that you're calling them every 30 days. Okay? These are the ones that constantly refer you business. Number eight, do an annual appreciation party for your customers. Okay? That is important. If you're able to do that, that's going to give you a lot of business back. An appreciation party. It doesn't cost that much to do, but you invite your customers. Just you inviting them will cause them to send you referrals. Okay? Appreciation party. Number nine, doing some sort of social media campaign with your past clients and center of influence. A monthly video, 2 minutes, 1 minute, educational, why you should do a home inspection, what's going on in the market, okay, why you should buy, the risks of selling, anything educational, letting them know that you are in the market, you're active, and you are the authority. It's a 2-minute video that you're sending to them. You're posting that on YouTube. Facebook, you're talking about, hey, I just helped this great family, or I just took this great listing. I just got this listing sold. Okay, this listing was on the market with 2 other agents. We got it sold in 14 days. Using Facebook and leveraging it to your benefit so that all your clients are seeing what you're doing. Most of the agents in the market using Facebook and are communicating with other realtors. Look for your center of influence, look for your past clients, add them, and let them know what you're doing. And then number 10, lastly, is train them to find you listings. Okay? talk to them about listings. Who do you know right now that's been trying to sell their home and hasn't been successful? Who can I help get their property sold? I specialize in listings that don't sell. So if your conversations with your past clients and center of influence is constantly about listing properties, what are they going to refer to you? They're going to refer you listings. If you take listings, are you going to get internet calls, sign calls, and other calls off of that listing? You're going to get buyers, right? So you're going to get the buyers from your past client. Just talk to them about taking listings and listing properties in high volume. They will help you and they will support you, okay? So those are, to me, the top 10 things in servicing and working your database. Now let me tell you guys, it is a lot of work. It takes time to do all those 10 things. That just doesn't happen in a few weeks. You know, that takes, you know, years at it, working it, developing it, okay? At the same time, you can put systems in place where it automatically happens. So imagine you're doing this for the next year or 2 years, and then eventually you have this thing on autopilot, and it's working for you every day, okay? It will become extremely rewarding. So JP, for you, you have a large database. You keep at it and keep at it and keep at it and keep adding things and all those top 10 things. Eventually, you're going to have that in autopilot, and the amount of business that you're going to get is going to be incredible. Incredible. We're talking about doing 70, 80, 100 transactions, okay? Some of you have been in the business 10, 15 years plus and haven't started the database. It's never too late, okay? What else do you have to do in the business? This is the single most important thing that you can do. So we are here for you. Anything that we can do to help you, you know, on those top 10 things that work in your database, any help that you need, we're here to help you. We want you to do this. We want you to move from hard work to smart work over time, okay? We want you to become wealthy. We want you to become rich, and we want you to succeed at a very high level. Remember, you have full 100% broker support. Make it a powerful week. Thank you.